Hello folks, welcome back to Heroic Elite Comics. Today, we're delving into the electrifying saga of Marvel's Storm as she takes on the Divine in the gripping storyline of Fall of X. Get ready for an epic showdown as we witness Storm's extraordinary power clash with godly forces, unveiling a tale of cosmic proportions. First off, there are three major players in this cosmic drama: Storm, Genesis, and Annihilation. Annihilation might be a bit unfamiliar. Marvel gave us some early glimpses, particularly in XMen issues 134 and 15. In the ancient days of Earth, Annihilation emerged as a powerful elder god. We're a bit in the dark about her origin. Some speculate it's tied to the early days of the elder gods, Kadhan, Demiurge, and the like. What we do know is that she fled to a dimension called Ameth, where she rules with an iron fist over a dark world and its demonic inhabitants. Now, Annihilation got her hands on something called the Twilight Sword of Serer. How? That's a mystery. But with this sword, she tore through the fabric of space and time, creating a passage from Ameth to Earth. Her plan? Unleash a legion of demonic beings to conquer our planet. Keep in mind, this all went down thousands upon thousands of years ago. Back in those ancient times, you had Apocalypse, one of the oldest mutants, along with his partner Genesis and their not biologically related but still important children, the Four Horsemen of Apocalypse. Additionally, a bunch of mutants had popped up, forming a kind of united front under Apocalypse's guidance. But when Annihilation's invasion hit, a mutant named the White Sword and his crew of 100 champions took matters into their own hands. Fast forward to now, and we find ourselves at the culmination of XMen Red, witnessing the aftermath of this ancient struggle. The story takes us on a journey through the consequences of that epic confrontation. We see how the events of the past reverberate into the present, shaping the fate of mutants and Earth alike. In ancient times, the remarkable White Sword possessed an extraordinary ability, the power to resurrect himself and his soldiers each morning. For thousands of years, they tirelessly battled demons, but despite their efforts, they couldn't stave off the relentless attacks indefinitely. During this ongoing conflict, a pivotal event occurred when Annihilation, a powerful entity, manifested on Earth. Seeking resolution, Annihilation engaged in a meeting with Genesis, a significant figure in this tale. Unfortunately, the negotiation didn't yield the desired outcome, leaving the situation unresolved. Curiously, the reason behind the failed meeting was rooted in Genesis's belief system. She championed the philosophy that only the strong should survive, and perpetual warfare served as a means for self-improvement. This stark contrast in ideologies led to a breakdown in communication. Genesis was unwilling to halt the fighting, causing the impasse to persist. Eventually, Genesis, along with her forces, joined the White Sword and his dedicated warriors in the realm of Ameth. The breach connecting Earth to this dimension was sealed, leaving Apocalypse, a central figure in the narrative, and other mutants stranded on Earth. From this point onward, Apocalypse focused on testing mutants and executing schemes to ensure the survival and prosperity of Earth's mutant population when the portal would eventually reopen. One consequence of this dimensional shift was the division of the island of Okara. The earthly side became Koa, while the portion trapped in the dimension of Ameth became Oriko. As the breach closed, the fate of these two halves hung in the balance, setting the stage for the prolonged struggle between Genesis's forces and Annihilation. The turning point arrived when Genesis, driven by determination, challenged and ultimately defeated Annihilation. This victory left the demon forces leaderless and plunged into disarray. Within the dimension of Ameth, a realization dawned upon its inhabitants: the demons, lacking a guiding force, posed a significant threat. The fear arose that, without a leader, these unruly demons could breach the defenses of Genesis and the White Sword, finding their way to Earth and potentially conquering it. Genesis put on the helm of Annihilation, and when she did, the spirit of Annihilation took control of her. That's why we are in the situation we're in now. Annihilation is controlling Genesis. Genesis wanted to gather all the forces in Ameth, like the demons, the White Sword and his champions, her army, and others, under her command. The plan was to launch an invasion of Earth. Now, about Oriko, in the Marvel Comics universe, it was just Mars for a long time, a red planet far away. However, during the Ten of Swords event leading up to Fall of X, an agreement was made between Earth mutants, XMen, and those in Ameth. Mutants from Ameth could come to the main Marvel universe if they wanted to. But due to the constant conflict in Ameth, coexisting with Earth mutants was challenging. In comparison, the X-Men on Earth had a relatively easy life, not fighting for survival every day. The mutants who left Ameth settled on Mars, renaming it Akko, and established their own governing body called the Great Ring. This group comprised some of the most powerful mutants, all being Omega-level mutants. Things escalated during Judgment Day, leading to a war between the Eternals and the X-Men. Uranos, an ancient Eternal, wiped out most mutants on Mars Orko during this conflict. When Genesis, under Annihilation's control, left Ameth to attack the main Marvel universe, she first targeted Orko, as it was vulnerable. It was like attacking Earth after wiping out most of its superheroes. Genesis arrived at a weakened Orko, having lost many mutants in the previous war. This situation mirrored a scenario where a powerful foe, like Thanos, wiped out Earth's superheroes, leaving it defenseless against another threat, like Galactus. Storm was once caught between Orko and the X-Men on Earth, but later became part of the governing body through a trial by conflict. The current conflict arises because if Storm loses the war against Genesis, it would have severe consequences. To break it down simply, if Storm is defeated, everyone on Earth, especially mutants, will face dire consequences. Genesis, backed by the immense power of Annihilation, surpasses the abilities of most characters in the Marvel Universe with conventional powers, including Thor, the deceased Sentry, Hulk, and others. This war is unfolding on Orko due to the overwhelming forces allied with Genesis. The battle between Storm and Genesis is intense, with Genesis drawing power from three sources. Firstly, her plant-manipulating ability is cool but not extraordinary. The real threat lies in the White Sword, originally belonging to White Sword himself, granting Genesis healing powers and the potential to resurrect from the dead. The third source is a staff channeling the power of Annihilation. In their showdown, Storm cleverly disarms Genesis of the White Sword using lightning strikes, showcasing her unique fighting style. Storm, utilizing thunder and lightning, bombards Genesis with electrifying attacks. The ensuing battle reveals extraordinary feats, with Genesis countering by ensnaring Storm with vines. However, Storm, with her weather-controlling abilities, freezes and breaks free from the vines. Storm takes the offensive by launching a lightning attack aimed at obliterating Genesis's staff. However, a surprising revelation surfaces. Whispering the name of Annihilation implies obedience to Annihilation. This adds a layer of complexity to the battle dynamics, suggesting that Annihilation's influence extends beyond just controlling demons from the realm of Ameth. It becomes apparent that possession of the staff or mass associated with Annihilation can subject one to Annihilation's control. Despite Storm's powerful lightning assault, the staff whispers back to her, conveying its resilience. In response, Genesis retrieves the staff, revealing a subtle influence exerted by Annihilation. The fight intensifies, with Storm relentlessly unleashing her powers upon Genesis. Storm's strategic move to target the White Sword, the source of Genesis's immortality, is a key maneuver. However, Genesis counters by manipulating the environment, covering the island with aggressive plant life that engulfs Storm. As the battle intensifies, Storm recognizes the need to neutralize both the White Sword and Annihilation's staff. Shifting her focus to the staff, she harnesses the forces of nature, unleashing a torrent of lightning to sever the connection between Genesis and the malevolent power. The clash between Storm's elemental forces and Genesis's empowered staff creates a dazzling spectacle, illuminating the battlefield with bursts of light. In retaliation, Genesis, fueled by Annihilation's power, counters Storm's assault with an eruption of energy from the staff. This collision becomes a pivotal moment, determining the fate of Orko and the destiny of all mutants on Earth. The outcome hangs in the balance as mutants engage in a battle transcending their individual powers, shaping the future of their kind. The tale unfolds through lightning strikes, gusts of wind, and surges of power, illustrating the complexity of mutant history and the evolving dynamics of their survival. The fate of Orko, the destiny of mutants, and the outcome of this epic confrontation remain uncertain, balancing on Storm's unwavering determination and cosmic forces at play. In a crucial moment, Storm misses her target, Genesis's staff. This miss becomes fortuitous as the staff, acting as a metal lightning rod, is struck, knocking Genesis off guard. Recognizing the sword's unique properties, Storm uses her wind ability to whisk it away. This sword shares similarities with the Infinity Stones, not in its reality manipulation but in its desire to be united. The white sword is its true owner, sensing its removal from Genesis. This triggers a battle between White Sword and John Ironside. Despite ideological differences, a fierce battle unfolds, leading to John seizing the sword but White Sword vowing to heal and follow Genesis. The focus shifts to the main clash between Storm and Genesis. Their armies, comprised mostly of Omega-level mutants, engage in battle. Notably, Serer's immense power becomes useless as it relies on recognition from the legal system. Fisher King, a non-powered individual, steps in, bonding with Zello, a powerful entity, dissolving Serera and making her powers useless. Despite some resistance, Serera enforces the law, eliminating dissenters, and recognizes Storm as the legitimate victor. The story concludes with Genesis departing for a space station, and a teaser for the return of Magneto in the relaunch of X-Men Red. Each line in this narrative contributes to the overall tale, ensuring a captivating and essential experience for the reader. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this review. Don't forget to like my video. Those tell YouTube that more people should watch my videos, and hit the bell so you will get a notification as soon as my videos post.